in like weird like pause freeze modes, and you were like, so that's why I'm starting like this. I
Oh my
just
God,
think
you just
it's
froze.
funny. Oh no, did I?
You're freezing.
Oh my
Okay,
god.
there's something I know. Let's not comment. Let's hope the restream internet gods are on our side. Is it raining over there? Do you have any bad weather?
Oh my god. Yesterday was raining pretty bad, but not
But
now.
not today.
So
But not today, right?
no. Oh, but I'm still
Okay.
freezing. I mean, am I still
Wait,
frozen for
not
you?
anymore. A little bit, a little jittery, but how many tabs do you have up, girl?
None. Just
Okay, good.
this. Can you believe that? So okay, all right, but that's
Just
okay.
check. I had to check. You know how to check.
Welcome, beautiful people. Happy Saturday. I can see it. I can see now in my end that is kind of like skipping. I am so happy to be here. We have such a special show today. It really is. It's one of those shows that I've been looking forward to, just having all these fantastic, phenomenal men, Latino men at that representing in different industries and in leadership, right? Because we need powerful leaders to lead the way. So let us know where you're tuning in from, from which side of the world, which country. We always like to give you a shout out. So, oh my gosh, look, who is that? Good morning, everyone. Buenos dias.
Fancy seeing him here.
I know. Oh, Jesus gosh.
Uh-oh.
Oh my god.
Dun 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 dun
Mark, you
dun dun
really set your
dun dun
alarm. It's
dun
like,
dun
I don't even know what time it
dun.
is, like 2 in the morning over there for him, and he's up
Just,
specifically for one moment. Ah,
do you want to show it right now? Do you want to
ah,
stand up a little bit so everyone
I
can see? Just get it
guess.
over with, girl.
Okay, so
Rip the Band-Aid.
okay, so hold on. So yeah, this is gonna hurt me so much. I don't understand. You all know I'm a very big Aggie. I love my alma mater. I love my Texas A&M University, my Aggies, but I also do pay up. When I lose a bet, I pay up. So this is what happened. We're in the league, in the fantasy football league, as CL lovingly calls it, foosball, and we have side bets
Foosball.
going on. So one week it was Mark's team and my team, and I lost. So being the creative, being that he is, he said, "Well, why don't you? If you lose, you can wear the shirt for my alma mater or something, merch." And I'm just like, "Sure," thinking that my Aggies were gonna, be, or not my Aggies, but my team was gonna beat them at
It's
him
your
at that point.
Aggies. It's your Aggies.
No,
It's your
no, no,
Aggies,
because
girl.
the Aggies play today. So the Aggies play Alabama today. But so this is going to hurt me so much. I'm not betraying. I'm just paying up a bet. So, Mark, please savor this moment because I promise you I will not do this again. So, here we go, guys. All right. So, I had to wear an Alabama shirt. So, as y'all see, this is take the picture, Mark. You can do it, okay? Because maybe we'll just give him the recording. And also, he needs me to say, all right, do you see that? What does it say?
I see it, girl. I'm not saying it. I
I
don't know
know.
Alabama.
I know.
I wasn't in this bet, girl. I don't got
I
to
know.
say
I
it.
know. So I just want to tell y'all, I have to say these words because Mark has been hounding me for it. And so I have to pay up. I pay up. So roll tide. Savor that moment, freaking Mark, because I won't do it again.
I'm sorry. Can you say it one more time? It cut out.
Yeah. No, I'm not. Roll tide. There you have it. Y'all don't understand how much that hurts because I'm a deep down, like to the core, I'm an Aggie. So, but it's okay. I love you, Mark. That's how much you know I love you. So, but anyway, savor the moment,
So,
foo.
well, because I love you and I will always have your back and you're my boo. Here we go. I figured I would offer this in return.
Thank you. The sweet aroma of an Alabama defeat. That's for you, my friend, Mark Reed.
Okay, I screwed up. We gotta play it again. I screwed up. We gotta play it again.
Oh my God. The sweet aroma of an Alabama defeat. That's for you, my friend, Mark Reed. Oh my god! Oh my god! Okay, so full disclosure. So I went to College Station yesterday. I drove there because I had some business to do and meetings, and then I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna be petty because I do tend to be petty with these things, and so I just recorded that, and I didn't think you were gonna play it, but oh my god, that's so funny.
You know, it's okay. Well, hey, since you have to wear that shirt for the rest, I
I
figured just
know.
just for your own mental health wellness there, you had your piece, you got your moment. You got, there was no agreement and during the bet to say you couldn't, negate what you just
Yes,
had to do.
yes,
So you
okay.
cleansed yourself.
Yes, yes. So, needless to say, today is a huge game after my live stream. I'm going to prepare mentally because, I'm going to support my Aggies. I believe Mark and I are going to be on a Zoom, kind of like, bantering back and forth and watching the game as it goes. So, shout out, Mark. Thank you so much for making this very entertaining, but at the same time, Giga Mags. A whoop. Anyways, girl, let's roll the intro before I get sidetracked anymore.
I was just gonna say, I'm like, girl, we're almost 6 minutes in. All right, here we go.
Hey y'all, welcome to my corner. This is your girl Raquel, aka Raqi. Step into our world of connections where I'm a proud Hounds of Business Pack leader, which is a community of entrepreneurs committed to sharing positivity, growing together, and never forgetting to inject some fun. Get to know amazing people in this safe space, so come and join me in my connection corner.
And dance, and dance, and dance, and dance. Oh, and I forgot to mention we're in my little walk and talk clip over here. But anyhow, guys, thank you so much for being here. It's a fantastic Saturday. Yay! And we have like again such a fantastic panel. And I'm so excited to dive deep into this. So without further ado, let's go ahead and start shouting out is making possible for us to be here today. Hi, Chris. Shout out to you, boo. And yes, so our beautiful sponsors, as always. You want to start with Towsy?
It's in my back right here. So Towsy is a pillowcase, and it is a form function pillowcase that gives you either lumbar support, neck support, and it has additional options to uh, let you have a pillow, a bonus pillow that you can do all sorts of things with. You can rest your laptop on here, elevate your hand. So people ask all the time, what the heck is the Towsy and why does everyone care? Well, it's because it gives you the opportunity to rest. For us people that are keyboard and road warriors, sometimes you just need that little extra something. And so this works very well. Or if you are a leisurely sort, you could do this, put on your, what do you call that thing? Bench thingy when you're like reading a book on the beach.
Mm-hmm.
What's that called? Because you know what? I don't know what vacation means. I don't sit on those things. Recliners.
Oh my gosh. She's like, I don't know vacation. Yeah, you don't do vacations. I see that.
I probably need one right now. But yeah, no, get a Towsy. There is a promo. If you do HOUNDS, Hounds, you
Mm-hmm.
will get 10 or 20% off just by signing up. It is for one of our fellow Hounds community members.
Yep.
She is a founder, Janice Shokrian. So shout out, girl. She is at a conference speaking as we speak now. So she couldn't be here to support, but she sends her love, she
And
says.
she's fantastic. And thank you so much for being, one of the original sponsors of this show. Without you and your support, we would not be here. And the next one, as always, our one and only Mike Asherbanner and the House of Business community. I'm just so blessed to have fallen into, the path of the Hounds. If you don't know who the Hounds are, man, you need to check us out. Reach out to one of us, reach out to Mike Asherbanner, or check the town hall. That was once a month. And we just find out a little bit more about what our community does. We really do business with one another. We expand, we do business globally, internationally, with all different industries and people from different walks of life. Yes, we have, we make business, but we make it in a fun way. So that's why you see is all sorts of personalities. Authenticity is always at the forefront with everything that we do. So thank you, Mike Asherbanner, for everything you're doing for keeping this community alive. We love you. And next, who is next?
Oh, I don't know, just Brilliant Being Media. This is a boutique digital content marketing and strategy company, full thing production, consulting, and social media growth and engagement. So, should you desire to create content such as this, wait, I don't know, this way? Anyway, if you're looking at trying to figure out how to create social media content that matters for your brand and your business to augment your marketing efforts, hit up Brilliant Bee Media and the team there. Yes, it's my company. And Raquel's part of the team. So what? No bias. But no, we are proud sponsors to support the show. And if you have any questions, guys, hit us up. We do quite a bit of engagement on LinkedIn specifically. So if you want to grow there, we will help you create the content where the teams at the Hounds of Business community can actually help facilitate and execute beyond that. So check it out if you have questions. Next one is another member of the, again, you guys, there's a reason why the Hounds of Business community is a thing.
Yes.
Because Caregiving Worldwide, the network, is actually a sponsor.
Yes.
For this show as well. And girl, you're making money. But anyway, so part of the Caregiving Worldwide Network, it is, think of it this way, you guys, it is a dedicated OTT CTV streaming network to the caregiving industry, not just for elderly care, but for lifelong care, for mental health and wellness.
Yes.
So think of ESPN, a lot of sports related content, but not always about sports. Think of Caregiving World in a very similar vein, where we're going to have a lot of shows based around caregiving, but it's not always the same. So check it out, you guys. We're very excited. Tracy Lamb, she's the CEO. She's actually in comments there, is the founder. And we are so excited. Season 2 of her show, Caregiving Worldwide Show, just kicked off at the end of September. So episode 2, I think, just got released yesterday.
Yes.
And man alive, guys, very exciting stuff. More to come in 2024.
Oh my gosh.
We can't talk about it yet.
No, it's hush, hush.
You might see Raqi's face more often.
Yes, we can't say much, but I'm so thrilled just to let you guys know for the opportunity and for everything that Tracy Lamb and Janice, like literally the entire team of Caregiving Worldwide Network is doing. So I'm blessed. Thank you so much for the opportunity. And the last but not least is Walking Tall, the Walking Tall movement. Shout out to the co-founders, Chris Malazewski, Todd Blyleven, and Dr. Vanilla La Rosa. You guys are amazing, doing amazing things for, individuals who, have adversities. We all face adversities every single day, but it feels just great to have a supportive group, to have someone you can reach out and be in a safe space with, and share your struggles, share your journey, and feel that you're not alone. At the end of the day, that is what matters, is raise awareness and then allowing people to walk tall in their own way, right? So shout out to you, Chris. I'm wearing my pin from Mental Health Marketing Conference, and we love you. Thank you for everything that you're doing, and walk tall, y'all. So
walk tall.
I love it.
Okay, well, we just cranked that out, girl. But there's a reason why we're cranking this out today. So
yes, and the reason is because we have phenomenal gentlemen who are here going to talk about their empowering stories and how they support the Latino community, being Latino in leadership, and really spreading all that wonderfulness all over the world. So without further ado, let's go ahead and bring the stellar panelists that are here. My goodness, I am in front of like royalty, as I always like to say. So applause. Welcome, guys. I am so proud to have you. I've dreamt of this day, of having powerful Latino men representing and being on the show. So thank you so much for taking the time being here. Felipe Cofino, Enrique Acosta Gonzalez, y Dimitry Ortiz. Es un placer. It's a huge honor to have you here on my show today. So we're going to go ahead and make the rounds and have you introduce yourself so the audience can get to know you a little bit better. If they don't already know you, I mean, come on, where you been? So let's go ahead and start. Dimitry, go ahead.
Thank you, Raquel. Thank you, everyone. My name is Dimitry Ortiz. I am coming live to you from the land of the Mayan Empire, Central America. So I am so happy to be here representing Latino community. I'm a computer scientist, 25 years in the industry. I was born in Guatemala, but grew up in the U.S. For many years. I was able to get an education there, and I was able to start an IT career where I was able to develop myself, not just in the professional world, but I was also able to, as you know, being a Latino, being able to also know my people, speak my language, and have my culture to pull me all over here. So just very happy to be here. And very happy to have this lovely panel, and just very excited for this conversation that we'll have today.
Well, let me tell you, we're excited to have you here. After I had that first conversation with you, Dimitri, I was like, oh my gosh, I have to have him on my show. He has to tell his story. And so I'm just honored to have you here. Thank you so much for joining us. So I know it's Saturday and family time, so we're going to try to, wrap this up right on time. So next, Enrique, por favor.
Bienvenido a todos. Thank you for having me. It is so great to be here with you all. A fellow friend, Dimitri, and a new friend in my co-host here. I appreciate the opportunity. I'm Enrique Acosta Gonzalez. I am out of Orlando, Florida. They call it the third Puerto
Ooh.
Rico. I don't know, maybe a second after New York, but originally from Puerto Rico, de la ciudad de Ponce. Go Leones, for all
Woo.
those that are out there from Ponce. But happy to be here and share this time.
Oh my gosh. And let me tell you again, I am just super honored to have you here just because you are a force, my friend. You are a force in everything that you do. And, you have your own show and everything. So, yeah, I'm so glad to get into this conversation with you. So,
And I do want
last.
to say,
Mhm.
gig 'em, gig 'em.
Oh, yay. Yes. Yes. You see, Mark, I'm supported. So there you go. But yes, you do have ties to A&M, so I love that. Last but not least, my dear friend and brother, Felipe Cofino, welcome. I love you. Thank you. Come on. Mhm.
Hola Raquel and Cia and Enrique and Dimitry. It's mucho gusto de conocerte. Pero I'm Felipe Cofino or Felipe Gonzalez Cofino. My parents moved here from Cuba with my oldest brothers and sisters, and went to Miami and basically started all over, and eventually moved up here to DC where I grew up. And my grandparents are from España or Spain, and basically, this conversation to me is to be really important. I'm an HR professional. I've been in HR for 25 years. I'm out there coaching and consulting and helping others out there with their journey. And I'm just excited about the opportunity to just talk about this and how much our Latin culture really comes into play in our personal life, but also in our professional life. So
Mhm.
I'm excited about this
Mhm.
conversation. Thank you for including me, and I'm excited to get to know these gentlemen better.
Oh my gosh. Well, I'm telling you, you guys are superpowers. So, super powerhouses, I should say. So, I did have a women's panel not too long ago, and it's a beautiful thing to kind of really start understanding the different journeys that we take as Latinos through, our careers, and especially being in this country. So, I don't know if you guys caught that in the audience, and I'm gonna let you know. We have Guatemalan roots, Salvadoran here, Puerto Rican, and Cuban. So, so you can start understanding how like diverse and rich we are when it comes to our knowledge, when it comes to our own cultural heritage. And those points really do add and carry us through our professional career. So first, I would like to just kind of understand a little bit more about what you do and how your Hispanic heritage has helped in your career. So whoever would like to take a stab at that and start the conversation.
All right, I'll go.
Okay.
Let me tell you. So, being Hispanic is just a wonderful thing. I can't tell you how many times I'm at the dinner table and telling my wife, "Man, I'm so glad I'm Puerto Rican," because I tell you, and I'm sure we all can say the same for our cuisine when we're eating our
Yes.
hometown favorites. But being Hispanic, and I won't even say Puerto Rican, just being Hispanic as a whole,
Hmm.
we bring what we call in Puerto Rico sabor, right? And
Yes.
and that flavor is unlike anything you've ever known, because we are trained by birth to
Hmm.
be diverse, right? In our own communities, we have tons of colors and tons of traditions, and all in the same place. So we know how to deal with diversity. We know how to
Mhm,
deal with differences, and what it means to me in terms of my capability as a leader is that I was raised to have a global mindset, and in that global mindset comes additions to who you are and the flavor of the person that you are. We
mhm,
are unlimited by boundaries, right? We may cross boundaries, right? Because not all Hispanics have the benefit of just flying over to the United States. Some have to cross, but when we cross, we bring tons of benefit that most people won't give us credit for. And so, what I love about being Hispanic is just that we are prepared for a global community, and I love that.
mhm. Oh my goodness. I think you brought up a very key point there, Enrique, in saying that, we do in our culture, we is already ingrained with so much diversity, and to really focus on that, and that in itself grounds us, and it takes us and it prepares us to be in the global setting. So I love that. What would you say about that, Dimitri? Mhm. Can you hear me, Dimitri?
I would love to add, just right along, Enrique. It's just the fact that as Latinos, it's incredible that as he mentioned, the world is starting to get to know us. Think about any other culture that has so many types of music, so many types of dance. Tell me another culture that when we party from the toddlers all the way to the abuelitos. I mean, tell me other culture that has so many, like the cuisine. We have the pleasure of being able to go to Puerto Rico and eat all their food, go to Mexico and eat all their food. And I don't mean go there literally. I mean, we learn how they cook and we do it in our home. So it's like we embrace our culture, we embrace our differences. In Guatemala, we have over 25 active dialects, Mayan indigenous dialects that are spoken, just to give you a little bit of flavor of what the culture deep rooted of our land is. I mean, you look at how, I mean, we have nothing to envy the pyramids or any other ancient structure that any other civilization has ever structured. So when you look at our history, when you look at our culture, when you look at our traditions as when it comes to food, when it comes to just folklore from each and every place that we come from, and even within our countries, we have different diversities within ethnicities. And so, as Enrique mentioned, when you bring a Latino, you a lot of times you bring multilingual, polyglot as myself, and so that the communication is the strongest force we have to bring us together. And we already have been trying. That's part of our world. So that influences we bring that to any industry we work with. And so
Yes.
not only do we speak multiple languages, we speak multiple cultures. In other words, it becomes easier for us to just serve the world as opposed to having to learn from scratch. So
Hmm.
the benefits are incredible. There is so much to be proud of our heritage, and there is many advantages
I
to what
love
we bring
it.
to the table.
I love it, and I love the fact that you bring that. That we do have so many talents that are already innate, but also acquired through our cultural heritage. That we definitely that they serve us well when we go on to our professional journey. So, and I know that you and I, Felipe, have had this conversation many times, and how it's impacted your life. So tell the audience a little bit about that.
Well, yeah, absolutely. I love what Enrique and Dimitri share because, at the base of it, diversity, Hispanic culture is so diverse. Like you said, I mean, think about all the different Hispanic countries and how unique they all bring different flavors and values, from the dancing to the food to the family values. It's all so rich and diverse. So we I think I said, we grew up being diverse already, and we bring that to the workforce. It's seeing the value that each different culture brings and learning from it. Imagine if you never tasted any other food but the food from your country. Imagine how much you would miss out on that. Imagine all the different dances if you like to dance, or the music, or just the type of history. There's so much to learn. So when you apply that into the workforce, wow. And as leaders, when you have that open mindedness and you see the value of learning from the cultures and bringing the best parts of even the home culture. I mean, when you're sitting around the dinner table and talking about values and about building relationships and being there for supporting for each other, these are all values that transfer very well into the workplace. Support, honesty, being there for each other. I mean, so introducing those values just like you would welcome other cultures' values.
Hmm.
But sometimes we got to start with our own and really let people know, here's some things that I can bring to the table and I think that I can share, and I'd love to learn from you too, because
Hmm.
our culture brings so much warmth, richness, hard work, and just sabor.
I love that. And sabor it is. I mean, and I think that's a resounding thing for all of us, that all of us bring ese sabor, un poquito de sabor en todo lo que hacemos, in everything that we do. And so I want to take a moment to say shout out to Kenny D. Thank you so much, love, for tuning in from YouTube. You come to mind when we speak of flavor because you bring the flavor so much. So here, I'm giving you a shout out. But that is one of the determinants for us, right? It really makes us stand apart and stand out from everybody else, that we always bring our personalities, as big as they are or as muted as they can be, but we always have a punch of flavor in there. How do you think that has influenced your leadership style? If you could define it, like, what would you say your leadership style is based on that?
Yeah, in terms of being Hispanic and Latino, uh, one of the greatest leadership attributes that I can tell people that they need is humility, and we bring that from the house. You know, you were not raising your voice to any adult whatsoever, right? You were minding your p's and q's as a child, and you was raised to honor. Honor is a huge thing in the Hispanic culture and community. And so when you talk about leadership qualities, a person that is honest and a person that is humble is able to listen more than they speak. And so, and we're trained to do that, right? No hables tanto. You got 2 years, one mouth, all that stuff that la abuelita would say, or would try to give us some advice, even our parents. So humility, that kindness, love is huge, family is huge. And so when we talk about leadership qualities, we bring things, we are raised to have a great potential as a leader. And many communities don't share that. And
Mhm.
so I think that in terms of leadership, the Hispanic community at large prepares us to have that potential.
I love that. I love that. And especially humility is one of the aspects that for me has been very life changing, right? Yes, we tend to educate ourselves. We tend to go through life, acquiring degrees. But I keep saying this: all these degrees do not equate to, at the end of the day, who are you are as an individual, right? If you can be the most educated individual, you can have PhDs popping out from everywhere, but if you are not a nice person, then that really just negates everything you've done stellarly in your career. So at the end of the day, I want to do business with the individuals. I want to be led by an individual who is leading with the heart. So it's always important to me. But this is not about me. It's about the leadership style that you guys carry. So what are some other aspects, Felipe, that you would say?
I think respect is definitely a huge one, and servant
Yes.
leadership mentality. Latinos, they are there to help. They're there to support. They almost to a fault sometimes. They will sacrifice themselves to help somebody else out. And I think that servant mentality it serves well in life with just helping out the community, helping out your family, your friends, helping out your coworkers. But as a leader, I think that level of respect of, hey, I'm expecting a lot from you, but I'm also willing to do it myself. I'm willing to roll up my sleeves and get my hands dirty because I feel like our culture does not have any concerns about getting their hands dirty and working hard. And I think that is a huge thing that we bring. And it also allows us to, I think, bring it together in a respectful way, like in a community way. It's not just, oh, I'm a hard worker as an individual. It's about me. No, it's about all of us. And what can we do together as a community? Because when Latinos come together, watch out. It's a force to be reckoned with.
It really is. And we say that in a joking manner, but in reality, it's not. We do, when we come together, there is power in that union, like no joke. And I know Sia is saying, like, I'm trying to catch up with all these comments. And thank you so much, guys, for the support and the love. If you have any questions specifically that you would like to ask any of the gentlemen up here, please take the moment right now. And this is your chance that we can have them answer for you. Now, Dimitri, how, what would you say to what the other gentlemen have been adding already?
Yes, Raquel. I think I would like to add the fact that go on top of community. I think that as we just mentioned, we all come from different countries and cultures, and yet we come together, and you can see that we're in a party. So that right there shows you that our community is easily assembled, which means that we are accustomed to this, and we're accustomed to we bring that family value and family unity that it's lacking a lot in the world today. And the reason I mentioned that is because we start at the home. we start at home when our mom sends us to, run an errand. It starts at home when mom tells us, hey, I'm not going to be there. You need to cook for your brothers and sisters. It starts with, hey, when somebody it's not there, something needs to be delegated because we all need to take care of each other. So when you bring those family values and when you bring that community, because I was raised in a community when I was young in Guatemala, I remember that everyone in town knew me. Everyone in town knew that my mom was the teacher and my mom taught everyone to read and write. So that's the kind of community I grew up with. So when now I'm in the IT world, we are assembling teams from all around the world. They're global. So having that ability to be able to embrace diversity, being able to embrace differences, being able to think community first instead of differences, instead of challenges that many are trying to, tackle and confront. But I think that when we start to look at our purpose and when we start to look at what we do, what we can do as our part, as opposed to what the world can do for us, that's when community comes in. And that's something that I think Latinos bring to the workplace, because as you can see, we are not shy to getting our hands dirty. We are not shy to working hard. And that's leadership, because you are not waiting for someone to do it. You are not waiting for someone to take the lead. You're just willing to do it. And that's the reason why, as Felipe said, watch out. The entrepreneurial mentality of Latinos is coming, and we are starting the side gig in the online world where Latinos are not going to have borders to cross.
Mhm.
So that's what I'm saying. Watch out now.
I love that. I love that. I love your enthusiasm, Dimitry. That's why we vibe and gel so well. I know, Sia, you had a comment. Mhm.
Yeah, I do have a question, because one thing that struck me when I was back in my corporate sales days is whenever we worked with our Latino counterparts in South America and Latin America, one thing that struck me is the way you guys do business is vastly different than I think what the Western US based it was a lot of that community, that familia, the relationships. It's almost like you lead with the relationships and then you figure out, hey, if the business makes sense, we'll do something together. Do you guys think that is an asset to doing business? What successes are you seeing it versus maybe, let's say, like in America, oftentimes it's, you see this on LinkedIn, you guys, you do these one-on-one conversations and it's immediately, here's what I do for business. Here's what you do for business. What can we do? And then relationship is after. So what do you guys see? And what do you think the benefits are with the mentality, I think, with the Hispanic community? Let's go with Enrique first.
Yeah, so it's interesting you say that, because this morning it happened to me. Hey, Enrique, love to connect. Okay, hey, I'm going to give you a chance, right? Because, that's how the digital world is. Give them a chance. And before I knew it, I had like a 5-page dissertation about what they do and how they do it. And it automatically threw me. I was like, okay, delete, right? And hate to do that, but the thing is that in our community, in the Latino background, we do a lot of trust-based business and trust-based.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why we do that is because we want, number one, for you to trust us. It's not, I got to trust you first. I have to let you know that you can trust me, right? And so when you're building that, it requires relationship. It requires some diving in. It requires some coffee time or whatever it may be, tea, however you feel. But it is a business in the Latino community is high in trust, and it's just like everybody else. They'll tell you, oh, you do business with people you trust, like, and all that other stuff. But for us, trust is big, but it's primarily from our end first, because we want to know at the end of the day that our business was worth it and that you became a better person because you actually did business with me. So it's high.
Love that.
Felipe? That's a great point.
I love what Enrique just said. And I totally agree with him on the trust. I also think it's about the values. I want to do business with people that share my values. Do they have to be identical and practice the same way? No, but I don't want to go into business with somebody that's shady, that maybe doesn't have the same values I have, or is willing to do things that I think are unethical. I want to make sure that they have the same values. And I think our culture resonates that. We want the trust, we want the value. And the only way we're going to know that, we have the same values and beliefs maybe is if we get to know each other and build that relationship. And that's where that community comes from. I want to know that who you are as a person, that I can trust you, that you understand what I have to offer and what you have to offer, and see if we can help each other out. It's not about making the quick buck. It's about lifting each other up, helping another Latino out there, with their business. They help me with mine, but make sure that we're on the same page and that we have similar values and beliefs. And I think when you do that, you don't have a choice but to get to know somebody and build a relationship. Those quick sales pitches on LinkedIn aren't our style, because that's not who we want. We want to get to know you.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
No pitch slapping.
No pitch slapping, please, because I will delete it just and block you, just like Enrique said.
Yeah. Ugh. All right. And Sir Dimitry, what's your take on this?
I believe it comes again from the culture that we have. If you talk to a Latino, if you sit next to a Latino on a bus stop, if you go work out next to a Latino, if you're eating next to a Latino, most likely you're going to end up talking to a Latino. And the thing about that is that we're not just going to say hi and bye, or we're going to be like, hey, so how's it going? Hey, so, and we're going to be talking about our family without you asking us. We're going to tell you that we came to visit mom, and mom lives here. I haven't seen her for a while. I mean, we're just going to start spilling our guts and start spilling who we are, because we're very open people, as I mentioned, as a culture. So when you start doing that, if you think about it, that's relationship building. Because you're not focusing on a transaction. You're not focusing on trying to having an agenda. Instead, I think that as Latinos, we like to build relationships, as Felipe and Enrique have mentioned. Because the fact is, when you talk to someone about something other than what you're trying to present, that's when people start to recognize that you care about them, and you ask them questions and you want to know about them. And most of the time when you leave a Latino after you've spoken to them, you know about their family, you know about what's going on, some of their intimate problems maybe, and even some funny story that you're going to go share with someone else because it was too good to not pass on. So I think that's where it comes from. Latinos, we just love interacting. We just love being social people, and we don't care if we don't know you. We want to get to know you. And I think those are building relationships and building relationships of trust, which makes the best business.
Oh, my goodness. I mean, he just hit the nail on the head, like no joke with that, just because it is so true. We lead with that, right? You've seen me, Sia, and you're just like, why are you so lively? That's just who I am. I'm not putting up a facade. I really genuinely, when I walk into a room or if I meet someone else, like, I just want to get to know you. Tell me about you. I don't care about business. I don't care about transaction. Like with me, I lead, with the connection first and then transaction later if it happens. But that's not the finality I'm looking for. I'm looking to get to know you and really get to, just genuinely, authentically. I want to make sure that I know who you are as a person. I definitely want to do business with you if you're a good person, but you will never find that out unless you're leading with numbers and facts and statistics. You won't find that out.
Yeah, if I can just add this, and it's so funny because if you guys had known me in my corporate life, I would have been just out there front and center, high five, hugging. I would know, what date of birth your grandparents were, and I would be high fiving you and all that. It's so funny since I switched over to entrepreneurship, and I'm just going to call it out. As I've entered the world of entrepreneurship here in Dallas, I notice all of these meetups is so transactional. People say all the time, "Oh no, I'm all about relationships." Let me tell you guys, not true. But I've seen this with the Hispanic community, Asian community. It feels like if you come from an international community outside the Western European, I'm not trying to knock it, but I'm kind of calling it out. It is so much more familial, and I see so much more genuine desire to support and uplift one another. So, gentlemen, you don't know me, but I'm a big fan of all ships rising with the tide. I think that's part of community. I think that's where our backgrounds really help us elevate and grow. And now that I think with you men here, you men on this panel, can I ask you this one other question? Do you think men and women of minorities are doing enough to uplift one another as we're going through this ladder of corporate success, if you will, of leadership? Do you think we're doing enough, or do you think there are times where there are some that are trying to fight the good fight, but then they kind of do their own thing after a while? Let's go with Felipe first for you on that.
I think everyone could do more. Absolutely. I think it's one of those things where we all feel like we're doing something, and I do feel like we're all making progress, but could we do more? Could we be a louder voice? Could we speak up more when we see something that isn't right? We can't rely on, somebody else would say something. That's not my job. It's our job to say how comfortable you are doing it. That's your choice. and how much you want to say. But it's just like for any culture out there, if you see something that's not right, say something, not just for Latinos, but for everybody. Because it's just, that's the kind of people we are. And I think that's the kind of beliefs that we have, is that we're not going to let something go by if it's wrong. And I think that we, for our own culture, we need to lift ourselves up more. We need to help people up, the men, the women, children, everyone, because it just, we don't do enough. And I think that if we all tried a little bit harder, we would make a huge impact.
Absolutely. I completely agree with that, Felipe, just because it's one of those things that, if we don't uplift one another, then who will? Like this is and I always relate it back, right? Not to digress. But if I know something that could help the person behind me, why wouldn't I want to share that information? Like, why wouldn't I want to bring my sister or my brother along? Let's walk together, because I know en la unión está la fuerza. And we say that, but there is power in coming together in unity. There, it really is. So, Enrique, what would you say about that?
Yeah, no, I wholeheartedly agree with Felipe, and look at the hounds, for instance, right? Are you all Hispanic? Nope. Right? No, it's all kinds. So it takes a determination, first of all, in the person to give in that capacity. And so what people are looking for is community. We are community starved. It I am in a subdivision that I only know 3 people. We're community starved. And so
True.
those that are willing, regardless of your background, to invest in a community, that's where you'll see the most benefit. And so you see that around the world. But the fact is that we can do more. I see a tendency of Hispanics, for whatever reason, to try to go alone at it alone a lot of times. But it's because sometimes that's how we feel. We feel like we don't have the Hispanic community support, and sometimes you got to go out and get it, right? It ain't gonna come to you, so you got to go out and get it. But community is big, and I think that if we are to really change things, look at the representation of dollars that we represent in the buying force as Latinos. That's not coming back to Latinos. That's going out to other people. So community is big.
Wow. You left me speechless there, Enrique, when you said community starved. Like it hits hard, because we're out here. And I can say we, because I know our efforts and how we really value community. And to know that we're over here fighting for the good fight, knowing that we want to bring everyone along, come together, but knowing that sometimes we do feel like we are community starved. So we have to, this is like a call to everyone to really start, putting yourself out there. Come together with one another, your communities, in whatever industry you're in. Just know that we have to make spaces for us, safe spaces for us Latinos to unite and really, really be a force to, to be reckoned with. So that hit pretty deep for me, Enrique, to be honest with you. So, Dimitry.
Yes, so I have a perspective coming from my industry, which is IT. And yes, this actually hits exactly what the challenge that we're facing these days. For example, we have about 20% of female women representation, and males are dominant when it comes to IT. And you know what the craziest part about what I'm telling you is that when you look at history in IT, a woman discovered coding, which is like the most powerful languages that we have created to do what we do today. So if you think about that, that is just sad and scary to think that only 20% we're being able to have only 20% of that powerful minds and powerful creativity that we're not getting from women. So that's a problem. It's not about just, we want to see enough women. I mean, that's not necessarily the only reason why we want this. We don't want just to see diversity. The reason why we need it is because everyone brings a different experience, different challenges, different mentalities, different perspectives that allow us to be able to create, discover, and solve problems that are coming to the world. And if we don't have, like, IT is the umbrella of every other industry now. And if we don't have enough women representing this industry, we're going to lose a lot of power, a lot of creativity and inventions that have not been created because we are not supporting women enough. So I think that I'm an advocate. I'm always talking about it because I think that we really need to support more females. As in our communities, we know that Latino women are doing their thing, because if you look at statistics, they're actually doubling what the white females in America as an entrepreneurs. So again, if we don't support our women, we are going to be missing out in every aspect of life, especially in creation and business.
My goodness, can we get a clap for that? Wow.
I know.
Oh my gosh.
Sorry.
Wait. Wow. Do you see why he's on the show, y'all? I love this. I love this. And thank you so much for your support and rallying for us. And because you believe in that mission, you see the talent and the creativity that our Latino women have. You know, Latinos in general, but Latino women are a force to, just we are a force. Somos, como dijo Sandra, chingonas. I know some people can say that it's a bad word, but it's not. It's powerful. That's what it is. But okay, Lynette Joseph, thank you so much for being here. And she has a question. Let's see. If a person wants to start getting involved with their community, what advice do you give on how to get started? All right, gentlemen.
Yeah, I would say don't be afraid of the possibilities of differences. Right, that will always keep you fear bound. So be open. Be open. Community is built on openness, and let's just say it's your neighbor. Right, I have neighbors that I see by passing. I'm going to have to void myself of any expectation to allow myself to explore the possibilities of similarities, and so that way I can have something to hang on and build on.
Love that. Love that. Felipe? Or
Yeah, I love that too. And I think it's being able to put yourself out there, like you said, and try different things, like going to meet people at a community center for an event, going and meeting people online, and then taking that online relationship and meeting them in person or on Zoom. But like Enrique said, I think there's that commonality. You can find those commonalities among so many different people, cultures. Doesn't matter about gender, backgrounds, age, race. There's that commonality you can find if you try. And I think it's all goes down to, are you going to try, or are you just going to think about doing it? Because if you actually do it, you start opening doors and conversations, and that's where the magic happens. That's where that one relationship. I mean, I met Raqi, 2 years ago, and look at how many amazing people that I have been introduced to because of her. That one door that she opened for me was amazing. So you don't ever know when that one person that you meet might be that conduit to just meeting so many other fascinating people in that community. And that's where you start growing.
yes. Oh, yes. Essentially for me, that is a very strong point, because one connection can be a life-changing experience, to be honest with you. But how do we get to that one connection is just keep talking, you keep meeting people, just keep being yourself, and not chasing the dollar, really authentically wanting to connect with the person. So I love that you mentioned that, Felipe. What about you, Dimitry? What do you think what's your take on that?
Yeah, I think slowly but surely we're starting to get connected, and I think it's going to be less difficulty with less challenges to be able to create communities moving forward. I think we need to embrace technology. We need to. I think right now we're not in a good position when most people are approaching technology with a fear instead of a trust. Instead, they're looking at competition as opposed to collaboration. So once we understand that, once we see the benefits, because once we start seeing the benefits of what technology is bringing to us, I think it's going to create safe spaces where they didn't exist before. We're going to be able to be more comfortable, because many people are not extroverts. Many people are starting to come out and socialize and be part of a communities and such. So I think we're going to start seeing a lot more tools, a lot more communities that are going to emerge. And as we know, as Latinos, we're a sleeping giant. That's all I got to say. Because see, we just haven't gotten that right tool or method, structure. I don't know what it's going to come. It's coming though. And when it comes, I think that's when we're going to be able to blow up, because again, as we said, we already did the physical community. Now we're going to do the digital community, and I think we already have that, and we have that unity that we want to bring. And we don't. You know what's great? We have a heritage. We have our ethnicities. We have everything, who we are, our identity. But you know what I love about our culture? We are very open. We're open. We're open arms. We're not just like looking and judging, and you know, we come from humility, as Enrique said, and think humility, family unity, community, and all these other things are gonna start to come together, and that influence is going to help the world change to a better place.
I love.
Can I just simply add, food. Your food is so damn good. Like, okay, when you want to get involved, go to any festival and like just hang out and eat the food. And then you're going to meet all these community leaders there, just the people that organize it, just get to know them, go to the library. Like, it's just, there's so much options. And you're right. Like Dimitry, like we are in a digital world. Just go to YouTube. There's a lot of different like amazing channels out there that celebrate Hispanic culture. And like, you know, cause maybe I'm slightly biased, food. Like food is so good. Maybe I'm slightly hungry. So here's another great question, if I may ask here, and this is coming from Sandra Gonzalez. She was on last week. Yay, San Diego and the Hize. She asks, what qualities are lacking among today's high caliber leaders? Would love to hear your thoughts.
Ooh, Sandra.
Let's go with Enrique, go for it.
Yeah, it's funny that you would say high caliber and lacking in the same question. but I mean, I'm sorry, I key into those word things. But if there's anything lacking in today's leadership, is, as it has been for a long time, is the ability to empathize, right? So we tend to forget where we came from, right? I'll give you an example. So I was the highest ranking enlisted person at my command, and the parking lot was dirty. And I said, well, shoot, I have 50 people here. If none of them have seen this, like I have, I'm not going to wait till another 51 person show up in order to get this done. And as you was talking earlier, Felipe, we ain't, and I'm saying ain't, we ain't too shy to get our hands dirty. And so I went in there, got me a broom, and started a couple of bags, started sweeping. The highest one, right? So a guy comes, wait, we see what you're doing, man. What are you doing? I was like, well, I'm doing what could have been done, but wasn't. So I'm setting the example. Before long, I had a working party. Everybody, that thing was done, right? No worries. I had another leader, and I shared that story with him. And he said, you wouldn't catch me out there. And I said, you forgot where you came from, bro. You forgot. And you forgot what leadership is, because leadership is example. You lead by what you do, not what you say. And so anyway, what I'm trying to get at is that we forget that empathy and that ability to look back and say, I was there at once. Let me apply some kindness and love to this. All right, that's it.
Oh, Lord, Enrique coming in with the fire. Oh my God, dropping it. Okay, all right. I'm a hush now because I'm getting too excited. You see me in the back and I'm like, yes, preach, go, keep going. That is true. Don't forget where you come from. Seriously, no joke. But okay, sorry, Felipe.
You know, for me, I'm going to be a little bit similar to what Enrique said, because for me, it's emotional intelligence. And I say that because of two different reasons. One, like Enrique said, we have to remember where we came from, remember what we went through, but also have the emotional intelligence to recognize that someone's going through something that maybe we haven't gone through, and be aware that, hey, you know what? Let me try to understand. Maybe I can't relate, but I think someone said earlier, I think it was Enrique, said we have 2 ears and 1 mouth. Listen twice as much as we speak, and listen to their story, listen to what they're going through, and then empathize, like he said, because the reality is, stereotypically, and I include my papi in this, my papi did not talk about mental health. That was not a normal conversation that we had in this world. And I think that's very common with a lot of Latinos and Hispanics, is that, you know, papi was wonderful. He taught me a lot about business, about family values, about helping others. But when it came to mental health, that wasn't a question that we really talked about. And I wouldn't say that he was against doing it. He just was never raised to do it, so he never did it himself. So I think we need to help remove that stigma as leaders, that it's okay to talk about these things. It doesn't make you weak. It actually makes you look stronger because you're aware of what you need to improve on and you're taking action.
Definitely. I mean, I love that, Felipe. It's one of those things like, we really, like you said, Papi didn't talk about that. And that's perfectly fine. And we're trying to change that and normalize it and disassociate the negative stigma that comes with that, right? With talking about mental health issues, especially for men, for Latino, but that's on like a whole nother topic for like another day. Like that's a whole show. But what are your thoughts on this, Dimitry?
Yes, Raquel. I think in my experience, leadership was introduced at home, and incredibly was by a single mother. So my understanding of leadership was introduced by my mother's sacrifice. I came to her, I trusted her, I needed her because not because of her position, not because of her that I needed to respect her because she was my mom and because of all. It was the fact that I trusted her, and she did everything for me. And instead of me doing things for her, she did things for me. And that's when I see the first leadership traits. When we are not waiting for people to do things that we need, is we go there and do things with them. So leadership lacks true definition of leadership. Leaders create leaders. So when someone goes with a title and puts themselves above everyone and tells everyone what to do, we understand that that's not the definition that we should aspire for. Leaders create leaders. And so I think that I'm hoping that with this new technologies coming in, and therefore new thought process, new perspectives are going to have to be changing. And with the new technology, we're going to empower people to be able to be more autonomous, work with autonomy, as opposed to micromanaged. And so I think that we need to pursue that difference in style of business and style of structure, because we're going to empower people to do the things they do best, as opposed to us telling them what to do, thinking that we know better than someone that went to university to study something specifically and to apply it to a company, as opposed to, and then instead being told, hey, you're going to jump here, go here and there, and if you don't learn quickly how to obey, you are not part of our company. So I think leadership is going to start. True leadership, we're going to start seeing with people that are going to help people improve themselves, progress in their careers, and help them become just like them. So true leaders are going to be right next to you, and that's what we need.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I hope y'all taking notes or recording this, or y'all gonna watch the replay, because so many mic drop moments and so many golden nuggets being dished out left and right from stellar men who have walked that line, right? Who have had that journey and have the lived experiences to be able to talk about these things. But even though we're talking about those, we know we need more. We need to talk more and more and more. Is this a question? Or is that
Yeah.
Mark just being Mark?
No. Read
Okay.
down.
All right. So Mark Reed, again, the Hispanic world seems to be in such unison with each other, which is awesome. But are there any rivalries or stereotypes that exist within Latin world? Like Argentinians are this way, or people from Colombia or Panama are like this way. Ay. He's always infusing the drama.
I mean,
Mark
he's right. He's like,
all right. Well, tell me
yeah.
one.
So let's not even go past Puerto Rico, right? Let's just stay in Puerto Rico, and I'll tell you enough for there. But as I was being raised, there's this thing in Puerto Rico that they will categorize you either from the island or from out there. And so I was born on the island, but my mom took off when I was 4, and so grew up the rest of my time in the Bronx. When we returned to Puerto Rico, I was 17 in my 4th year of high school. So I would be categorized, although born there and lineage from there, as a kid that's from out there. And here I am, Puerto Rico, go back to the place I was born, to the neighborhoods that I grew up in, and I felt out of place. And so there's enough animosity at home with the differences. And Puerto Rico also had the struggle of the color thing, right? That you will have Tainos that were kind of like olive skin, long silky hair. And then you have the Africanos in the middle of the island that were descendants of slaves, and then you got me that I'm a mix of all three. So there's still challenges among our own people. But what happens is that when we are among others, you're not going to find a thread of difference, right? We're going to band together because there's this honor thing that we're not going to let. Okay, it's kind of like, okay, you can I can beat them, but you ain't gonna beat them. but it
Love
exists,
that.
and so that's just in the Puerto Rican culture. So imagine the differences. But what we do is that in the presence of others, other nations, other nationalities, we're going to band together as Latinos. That's just a fact.
Yes. I mean, I feel that. I feel it in my core, what you're saying, because I know it's true. For representing me in Salvador, we are seen as lesser than the rest of Central America, just in size, right? But also like in our culture, in our education, we lag behind. Until recent years, we don't, but we get so much hate from the other bigger countries. But it's okay. We represent. We're very proud of our country. So I would like to hear in Guatemala. I am not too familiar, Dimitri. How is that there?
Yeah, we have our own challenges, as you guys have mentioned it. I spoke earlier about the diversity within the languages within the Mayan indigenous community. I mean, you got to understand that within those over 25 dialects and languages that we actively speak in Guatemala, there's regions of the country where people are sharing this experiences. So even within our country, there's the indigenous, there's the more white European heritage lineage, and then there's us, like myself, where we're a mix. We're a mix of European and indigenous, and so sometimes we find ourselves a little, as Enrique said, I find myself a little outside because I'm like, okay, I'm not completely indigenous, Mayan indigenous. I don't speak any of the dialects, active dialects, spoken dialects, and so and my interaction is not much when I live in the city, but. And then with the European side, we don't live in Europe, and we're not necessarily just because of skin tone. So yeah, we have our challenges sometimes coming together, with some differences that we have. But I think as Enrique mentioned later, we have, and as we talked during this show, we have food, we have music, we have culture, we have traditions, and once we start to celebrate, once we come together, you know what? Nobody's going to be talking about those things. It's more like when people don't have anything else better to do, is when they engage in those conversations. But when you are, in the professional world, we're not doing that. We're Latinos doing our thing, and we're actually happy to see another Latino, doing wonderful things and being a leader. So yes, I believe that we come together.
I love that. I really do. Just because, gosh, there are so many differences, yet sometimes those differences really make us really unique, and we embrace it and we come together, and it makes it even better. Like these distintos sabores. Uh, Felipe, I know. What do you think about that? Being from your fantastic Cuban ancestry.
Well, and I there's so much richness from Cuba, but we also are called the crazy Cubanos for a reason. So, but I think what Enrique and Dimitry were saying. There's one commonality here, that at the end of the day, it's almost like different sports teams. All our different countries have pride. We have pride in what we have. We have pride in what we offer. And yeah, we're going to talk smack about the other countries because we think ours is better, of course, because it's our country. It's like our sports team, right? But at the end of the day, like Dimitri just said, when we come together, we come together. We are the epitome of work hard, play hard. Don't tell me, I don't know any Latino that says, I'm having a party and like, your parties are boring. We're not going to get. No, Latinos know how to party. They know how to find and come together and put their differences aside and just celebrate what brings them together and what the commonalities are. And to me, that is just some of the richness that we have. But at the end of the day, there is some, again, we're called crazy Cubans for a reason. There's some things that people have done that stereotypically come across that way. But our richness of the family that we bring and the community, I think that's the one that overrides it, because there are so many dialects, right? But think about this. Think about other cultures that have different dialects that are completely different languages, different writing styles, different alphabets. if you look at the different dialects within the Hispanic culture, there's a lot more commonality. You can go to another country and understand, maybe, okay, instead of saying coche, you said carro, you know, whatever it was, but they understand, they get it, and you can get through it. And that, I think, opens the doors to building that community and being welcomed into a community that maybe it's not your country. And yeah, maybe, you know, you talk smack about it, but you enjoy the food, you enjoy the music when you're there, and you love the people.
Love that so much. And I know, I would think we would go another 3 hours talking, but I know for the sake of time, I wanted to just give the audience a taste of our richness, a taste of who we are. So we're going to infuse a little sabor, a little flavor into this conversation. Entonces, para toda mi gente latina que está aquí presente, muchísimas gracias por todo el apoyo que siempre nos dan todos los días, todos los fines de semana. Quiero demostrarles el panel tan estelar que tenemos de hombres que están liderando con el corazón. Entonces, me gustaría despedirnos con esta pregunta. ¿Qué significa para ustedes ser latino? Como hombre, como cultura, como padre de familia. Podemos comenzar contigo, Enrique. ¿Qué significa para ti ser latino?
Sí, es lo último, lo primordial, ¿verdad? Porque lo que pasa es que yo no sé qué hacer además de lo que soy, pero que es un privilegio representar un tipo de persona, el latino. Y lo bonito de eso es que no importa a dónde vayamos nosotros, a donde quiera que vayamos, vamos a traer sabor, vamos a traer la candela, como se dice, y vamos a traer un poquito de nuestra cultura a donde quiera que vayamos. So, es un privilegio ser latino, ser puertorriqueño, y ya tú sabes que siempre estamos con huepa.
Con el sabor encima.
Pero sí, es un privilegio representar a mi pueblo de Ponce, a representar a mi isla del encanto, Puerto Rico, a donde quiera que vaya.
Que nunca he ido, pero Diosito me va a dar el don de un día visitar.
Esperando.
Felipe.
Para mí, ser latino, yo quiero estar seguro que mis hijos y mis amigos y mi familia entienden la cultura que de verdad importa. Porque para mí, todas las cosas que mis padres y mis abuelos enseñaron de Cuba, de España, o de que sea, de verdad me ayuda mucho para enseñar eso a mis hijos, para que carguen eso para el futuro y que puedan enseñar a sus hijos. Y también en el trabajo, para que los gente de trabajo entienden que para ser latino, ¿qué es eso? ¿Cómo luce? Y quiero enseñar eso y enseñar la comida, los canciones, toda la cultura que traemos, que lo disfrutan.
Claro. Oh, me encanta, me encanta. Ustedes no saben qué tan orgullosa me siento de poder escuchar y verlos a ustedes literalmente palparnos y de nuestra cultura, de nuestro orgullo, de lo que de verdad nos enorgullece ser latinos. Dimitry, ¿qué dirías tú?
Aquel que no puedo decir. Mira, a mí me encanta ser latino, me encanta ser guatemalteco, porque eso es parte de lo que yo soy, es mi identidad, es una cosa buenísima, porque pues lastimosamente he vivido en países donde la gente no tiene identidad, no tiene cultura, no tiene tradiciones, no tiene historias, no tiene ese valor familiar, ese valor, ese amor hacia Dios, ese amor y orgullo de patria, que nosotros los latinos, no importa de dónde vengamos, no importa los problemas de nuestro país, los acabamos de decir y estamos dispuestos a decirlo, pero siempre sabemos que profundamente lo que somos, lo que nos hace, es increíble, es hermoso, es nuevo para mucha gente, y por eso yo estoy muy feliz de poder tener la oportunidad de poder compartir mi cultura, mis tradiciones con el mundo, mi amor por el mundo y todo lo que aporta nuestra identidad, nuestras etnias, y poder hablar español. Español es un idioma tan alegre que hablar, tan bonito, es una fiesta, estamos cantando, estamos interactuando, y nunca es normal, nunca es aburrido, siempre va a ser alegre, siempre va a ser bonito. Y cuando hablamos de comida, nosotros y viví en Italia, pero estuvo difícil. A nosotros nos encanta comer. La comida comemos 3 veces al día. Si no comemos rico y no sabemos cómo cocinar, ¿qué estamos haciendo en esta vida? Entonces, y si no oímos música y no podemos bailar, ¿qué estamos haciendo con estos cuerpos? Y si no tenemos orgullo de quién somos, no nos entendemos, no nos conocemos. Entonces, como les digo, ser latino es un privilegio, es tener vida, es tener amor, es tener a todos, incluyéndonos a nosotros, y hacer un mundo de progreso y oportunidades. Eso será latino.
Dios mío, me llevaste hasta la iglesia, mijo, porque mira, yo ya estoy aquí. Dele, padre, dele, vámonos. Eso es lo que se llama ser latino, tener ese fogaz, esa pasión dentro de nuestros corazones, que donde quiera nos pueden sacar de nuestra tierra, pero donde vayamos, donde nos sentemos, ahí vamos a crear un imperio. Así es que, mi gente, los quiero muchísimo. I'm going to switch back to English so that my audience know, if you didn't feel that, oh my God, like if you didn't feel that the fire, the passion in which these gentlemen share the reason or how they feel being Latino in this world, and really leading the way they do, where you at? You have no feelings. So let me tell you, guys, thank you so much. I know we ran over time. I appreciate what you're doing, what you've done. And people, please connect in the comments with these fantastic, stellar men who are just leading the way for the world and impacting the world in a positive way. Gentlemen, thank you so much. I appreciate you. It's an honor to have you here. We will continue uniting, with each other. We will continue collaborating, cross-pollinating, because that is, at the end of the day, what our Latino values reflect. La unidad, el amor, la pasión, kindness, love, peace, and just because we want to lead our Latino people to success. We want to see everybody win. So once again, guys, if I leave you with a thought today, and this is for my audience, make sure you connect and make sure you follow and support each of their ventures. Everybody, I put the QR code, but I will also do a post, just highlighting everyone. Just know that we are here for one another. If we do not support one another, then who will? We will always walk in unison with one another, and just make sure that if you can be that connection for somebody to change your life in a positive way, be that. So with that, I leave you guys. Thank you so much. I love you. Have a fantastic rest of the weekend and be blessed. Bye, y'all.
Adiós, gracias.
Adiós. Gracias.
Thanks for joining us, and I hope our chat inspired you to make a new connection. Please like and subscribe, and let's build a great community in our little corner, where we get serious business done by injecting fun. Thanks for tuning in, and until next time, come back to Raquel's Connection Corner.